Should I start?
Yes.
Good morning, sir. Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning, ma'am. Good morning.
How are you, sir?
Fine, thank you, ma'am.
Thank you.
All a happy new year once again.
Hanshi, thank you very much. Same to you.
And happy Youth Day.
Yes, same to you. Same to everyone.
Yes. Good morning and warm welcome to all and one present here. Dear friends, we today have with us Mr. Vivek Atray, an author, motivational speaker and ex-Indian Administrative Service Officer, to deliver a special motivational talk on inspired living for true success on this auspicious occasion of National Youth Day, which actually marks the birth anniversary of Swami Vivekanand, who is actually known as a great Indian youth icon. So without any delay, so first of all, we welcome you to Mahesh Chand Mahajan DAV College for Women, Chandigarh, on behalf of our institute and the Equal Opportunity Cell of our college. Welcome, sir.
Thank you.
Yeah. And now I request our worthy principal.
Okay, Manjot, I take over. Mr. Vivek Atray, former IAS officer and a life coach. Mrs. Suman Mahajan, Head Department of Philosophy. Dr. Manjot Josen, Assistant Professor of English. Dear colleagues and very dear participants, I welcome you all on Youth Day celebrations today. Swami Vivekanand's birthday is celebrated as National Youth Day. I would say that amongst the greatest Indians ever born, Swami Vivekanand's name comes on the forefront. He was the first one to speak of socialism in India. Today, he is known as one of the greatest social reformers. During colonial rule, when there were minimal means of transportation available and very few people attained knowledge, and fewer still traveled abroad to gain knowledge, he valiantly explored foreign lands to spread the message of eternal Vedanta philosophy and to seek foreign assistance and technical knowledge for India's development. Swamiji's philosophy is life transforming and his Chicago speech is immortal, where he addressed the audience as sisters and brothers of America. His life journey is so inspiring. He said that all power lies within you. You can do anything and everything. He also asserted that we should not blindly follow West. Rather, we should devise our own model of development based on self-reliance. We can learn many valuable lessons from his philosophy. I take this opportunity to pay my most reverential tribute to the great Swamiji for spreading the message of universal brotherhood across the world as an illustrious son of Mother India. My deep gratitude to Mr. Vivek Atray, who has spared his valuable time for us. Sir is a life guru and he is so busy with his societal work. Still, whenever we need him, he is just a phone call away. He has been coming to motivate our students as well as our faculty members on various occasions. Sir, we are so grateful. And I take this opportunity to thank the Equal Opportunity Cell led by Mrs. Suman Mahajan for their socially relevant work which they are doing on a regular basis. And I'm sure that today's discourse will give a big push to our initiatives in the direction of character building of our students. Now I invite Mr. Atray to share his thoughts on Swami Vivekananda's philosophy with the audience. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. It is a pleasure for me to be speaking.
Thank you. Sir, before we proceed further, can I introduce you?
Yeah, briefly, I think only briefly.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much, sir. So before I invite Mr. Atray to deliver this motivational discourse, I will present a mini sequel biodata of him, keeping in view the constraints of time as sir has taken out time from his very busy schedule to be with us today. So dear friends, Mr. Atray is currently the chairman of Public Relations Council of India. He is an Indian author, motivational speaker and has won many accolades for his literary sojourns as he has written 3 books titled Finding Success Within, Move On Bunny and Dubeji Bounces Back. Having worked as an Indian civil servant for 25 years, he took voluntary retirement to pursue his passion for speaking and writing as a full-time profession. Being a motivational speaker, he has several TEDx talks, namely read a book, write a book, winning through emotional intelligence, being Indian in a global era, life and its real goals, and so on. Sir is also a mentor at the Hulini University of Biotechnology and Management Sciences. Not surprising, Mr. Atray himself has been a bright student throughout. He joined the Indian Civil Services after graduating from National Institute of Technology, Kurukshetra as an electronics engineer. Sir started his career in the civil services directly after graduating from college. During his tenure as an IS officer, he took a number of reforms in the areas of digital governance, investment promotion, education, tourism, and sports management. He was directly involved with the development of the Chandigarh IT Park as Director IT. So not only this, he also initiated the e-Sampark e-governance project of Chandigarh. When he was posted as Deputy Commissioner Panchkula, he initiated projects such as Aadhaar Sampark and village mentoring. Sir has been a speaker at TEDx talks in Vivek High School, GLIM. He is also mentor for Cavalier. He is also involved with a number of societies and organizations. He has been organizing the annual JP Atray cricket tournament since 1992. He is one of the founding members of Chandigarh Literary Society. And he encourages the younger generation to adopt a cheerful, positive, and multi-dimensional approach to their lives through his motivational talks. And today it's our proud privilege to have you with us, sir. So once again, I welcome you. Over to you, sir.
Thank you very much, ma'am, and thank you for that quick introduction. I would like to take this opportunity to thank Dr. Nisha Bhargav for the invitation. And it is always a pleasure to meet you, ma'am, and your college is a very prestigious and very progressive institution. Whenever I come there, I know that you have done a lot of hard work, your team and you. And the students are also bright and they are ambassadors of India and Chandigarh in their own way, wherever they are. So I am very happy to be speaking today. My compliments to the Equal Opportunity Cell, and you mentioned Suman ma'am, I can see Manjot ma'am, other teachers also, and also Ashish Mudgal, who has been coordinating with me. I would like to say, ma'am, and to all the students and all the viewers, that today is a very special day. We should not take these occasions lightly. Whenever we come across the birth anniversary of a great soul like Swami Vivekananda ji, we should actually re-inspire and reignite ourselves. Because these otherwise can be taken as, sometimes there are holidays on the occasions of birth anniversaries like Mahatma Gandhi's, and most people just take it as one more holiday where we can enjoy ourselves or relax. But all these occasions and days and birth anniversaries and even festivals, they are occasions to search within and see where we are going and can we improve and can we do better in life. So as we discuss, the topic of today in my talk is inspired living for true success. We take inspiration from Swami Vivekananda. Vivekananda ji, of course, his most famous quote, the one which recharges me whenever I read it or think about it, is, of course, arise, awake, and stop not until the goal is reached. I was the judge for a Punjab University video competition on Swami Vivekananda ji's quotes and ideals last year online, and I was really inspired by Vivekananda ji once more. All through my life, I have been reading about him, knowing about him, and I follow Paramahansa Yogananda, the author of the autobiography of a yogi. There is a short story which links the two of them. Swami Vivekananda ji, as Principal Ma'am said, Dr. Bhargav said, that he came to Chicago and he spoke at the Parliament of World Religion in the 1890s. At that time, Paramahansa Yogananda ji was just born in 1893. And Vivekananda ji was aware of this birth of another Guru, another Swami from India, because somebody came to Swami Vivekananda ji, a young man from America, and said after Swamiji's lecture that I am very inspired by you, Swami Vivekananda ji. Will you be my Guru? He said, no, I am not your Guru will come later. His name is Paramahansa Yogananda. When Paramahansa Yogananda was only a toddler at that time, and he came to America about 25 years later as a 25-year-old, and he also addressed a similar conference of world religions. Then this American gentleman met Paramahansa Yogananda and started following him as his Guru. These souls like Swami Vivekananda ji, they don't come every day. We have to understand their lives a little deeply. If you look at Ramakrishna Paramhans, the great Guru, Ramakrishna Paramhans ji, who is, of course, there are many Ramakrishna ashrams all over India. The Ramakrishna Paramhans ji was a saint on earth. If you read about him, and there are famous books written about him, if you read, he was always in ecstasy, always in joy. And followers of his like Swami Vivekananda ji, they obviously learned and got inspired by his presence. Now you and I might think that we are living in Chandigarh or Delhi or wherever we are going through our routine lives. How can we be as inspired by these great personalities as they were when they were together with each other? The point is that we have to be inspired from within. We can be inspired by reading a book which is 1,000 years old even today. Many of us read the scriptures of India. Any scripture of any religion you read, you'll be inspired. We can be connected to that soul or that author or that person who wrote those words even today. And therefore, reading is something which I would recommend to all young people who are watching this, to remain inspired throughout your lives. You have to keep reading. You see, when you read a book and the book is in your hand, it is virtually the collection of thoughts of that author which are in your hand and within your mind. Because the book is in your hands, the thoughts of the author are in your mind, close to your heart. You can dive deep into that book and learn as much as possible from that author. You can be inspired as much as possible by that writer. So by reading books, by being close to the thoughts of great thinkers, great writers, we really learn and get inspired in life. We must keep up the habit of reading books, even if we are not a student anymore. even teachers, even professionals, government officers, industrialists, sports persons, all of us should keep reading. And Swami Vivekananda ji also said, he said you have to grow from the inside out. None can teach you, none can make you spiritual. There is no other teacher but your own soul. So ourselves, we have to drive ourselves from within. We cannot depend on others. We can, of course, get inspiration from others. But we have to work on our inner battles. We have to work on our inner conflicts. And what happens to human beings? We are negative as well as positive, both. Nobody is perfect. Nobody is perfect on this earth. If anybody was perfect, he would not be a human being. To be human is to be imperfect. But we can improve. We can reach that, towards that perfection, even if we don't actually reach the goal, which is total perfection. Total perfection can come only by being totally absorbed in the Almighty God. However, if we keep improving our emotions, our anger, our restlessness, irritability, tension, kind of worry, the tendency to worry, then we will realize that our lives are getting better. We are winning that inner battle of life. The inner battle of life is so difficult, but can be won. You will find some people who are very calm, very cool, very collected. I get compliments now from my listeners or people I meet that now you are very calm, you are always smiling. Why am I always smiling and calm? Because I have read books, I have meditated, I have searched within, I'm trying to be better than I was before. And that's how you introspect and try to improve all the time. Whenever I meet another calm personality, someone who is cool, smiling, cheerful, I am always inspired by them also. So it is very, very important for us to keep on getting inspired from within and winning that inner battle. Of course, you can lose your temper once in a month, once in 15 days, once in a week also is okay. But if you are losing your temper 5 times a day, and if you are fretting and worrying and obsessing over something all day, then that means your mind is not in your control at all. Meditation is one way to help. Ramakrishna Paramahansa would always be meditating. Vivekananda, Paramahansa Yogananda, all the saints. But it is possible for you and me in our busy lives. And 2021 is the busiest year of our lives. 2022 will be even busier than 2021. We keep getting busier. But we have to find that peace and joy within by finding time for ourselves, for self-development, for introspection, for meditation, without which we cannot succeed at all. We cannot succeed. If you think that you will win the battle of life just by working hard, just by running from pillar to post, you are mistaken. Success comes to those who are powerful from the mind, who are balanced in the mind, who are calm in the mind, who are not restless, who are absolutely stable in the mind. And our mind keeps telling us, those people who are under depression, those people who are a little tense, worried about their future. I can talk to you students directly. You are worried that what will happen to our career, what will happen to my job, what will happen to my marks, what will happen to my exam. These worries are normal, but keep worrying, you cannot succeed. Let us take inspiration from sports. If you see Roger Federer, although he is going to retire soon, he is the coolest customer on the tennis court. When I say customer, it's just a phrase. It means he's the coolest sports person. Now, if I say India won or drew the test match in Sydney yesterday by batting the whole day, the mind of these players was calm. It wasn't playing tricks on them. We will lose, we might lose, I might get out, I might be hurt. If they start thinking like that, that means that they will get hurt and they will be out. If we keep thinking that I may fail, I may not do well, my parents will be unhappy with me, that means we are telling ourselves the opposite of what we want. So what we need to do is to encourage ourselves and be our best friends. You have to be your best friend. The student, the young person who is aspiring for a successful career has to back himself or herself. Even if you have done something wrong in life, all of us do wrong things. We are human. Humans make mistakes, but we improve. We try to get better. Again we make a mistake, again we try to get better. We don't feel guilty. If you're feeling guilty about something you did 2 years ago or 1 month ago, forget it. Move on ahead. Don't keep thinking about those depressing thoughts or negative thoughts. It is said that we should think before we speak. There are people with high levels of emotional intelligence who are very much in control of their speech, their behavior, their conduct. I often speak on emotional intelligence, and I've been to your college also on this topic. And emotional intelligence helps us to be calm in the face of adversity, pressure, tension, stress, and we retain our balance. So we don't lose our cool, we don't say things that we shouldn't have said. And just to use a Hindi for impact, because Hindi and Punjabi can sometimes give more impact than English. There is a saying that शब्दों की चोट बहुत ज्यादा लगती है, क्योंकि शब्द जो होते हैं वो ज्यादा चुभते हैं, और अगर किसी ने छोटे मोटे मामले सुलझाने तो मारपीट ऐसे ही सुलझा, क्योंकि शब्द तो बहुत ज्यादा गहरे चोट लगाते हैं. It is a humorous way of saying that we have to think before we speak. Relationships can be spoiled by one sentence. Lifelong relationships between brothers, spouses, anybody. One sentence you said wrong, in anger, in hurt, which hurt the other person also, has spoiled your relationship of years and decades. It should not be done. Our mind has to be controlled for all these things. In my book, Finding Success Within, I have talked about mindfulness also. Mindfulness means that we focus on the present moment. We don't focus on the past too much. You learn from the past and move on. If you did something wrong, move on. If you did something right, move on again. You had a success yesterday, today is a new day. Think about today. Think about now. The present is a present from God. That is the famous quote. This present moment is a present. It is a gift. We cannot live in the future and the past. The future will come. If we make efforts now, it will be a bright future. You may have seen or heard about Yuval Noah Harari. Now, Yuval Noah Harari is one of the greatest authors of the present time. Harari has written 3 books. One of them is 21 Ideas for the 21st Century. One of them is Homo Deus, and one of them is Sapiens. Quite popular among the youth and other people. If you haven't read them, try and read them. So Harari says that life is actually improving. We are going to a world and era which is going to be better. And I may also quote the guru of Paramahansa Yogananda, whose name was Swami Sri Yukteswar Giri. He wrote a book called The Holy Science, in which he says that Kali Yuga actually ended in the later part of the 18th century. We think this is Kali Yuga. Everything is going wrong. Trump is a maniac. This is happening there. That is happening there. We think everything is wrong. Pandemic is there, and agitations, etc. But if you look at the larger perspective, life is getting better with technology. Of course, there are problems of technology, social media, this, that also. We don't get into that today. But the point is that mankind is becoming more aware, more alert, more enlightened. And as Swami Vivekananda ji said, we arise awake. We are getting there. But there will be problems as long as human life exists. It cannot be a clean slate. You can't have only goody-goodies happening. Then there is no life. Life is full of ups and downs. And a smooth life is not a successful life. The saint said this. A smooth life is not a successful life. So let me tell you 2 stories. There are not going to be too many long, this is not the day for a long speech. I'll tell you 2 stories and then I'll sum up. And if you have questions after that, you can ask me questions also. So one story is about a saint or a monk or a Swamiji who used to sit outside a village. He came there about, let's say, 1 month from this date where I'm talking about. And he's sitting there meditating. All day long, he would sit under a tree and meditate. The villagers will come and put some food for him and he would eat a little and meditate. They never saw him sleeping also. One man got to know that this Swamiji has a rare diamond in his possession. A very costly, expensive diamond. This man was a businessman. He came to him and said, Swamiji, I think you have a very expensive diamond. Can I have that diamond? And Swamiji takes out the diamond from a chola behind him and gives it to the man and says, yes, you can take this diamond. The man is very shocked. How has the Swamiji given him the diamond without asking for anything in return, without flinching, without hesitating, without pausing, without even, a moment's of hesitation? The man goes and for 1 week he is not able to sleep. He finds out that the diamond is worth this much, it will change his life, change his destiny, all his 7 generations to come will be rich. But he comes back to the Swamiji after 1 week and he says, Swamiji, he says, I don't want this diamond, take it back. So the Swamiji says, why? Isn't it costly enough? He says, no, it's very expensive. I will be a rich man. But I don't want this diamond. I want that which made you give me this diamond. What is that in you that made you give me the diamond without any pause? That is a rare quality of peace within. The Swami knows that if he takes my diamond, somebody else will look after me, whatever it is. We cannot be so giving, but we can be believing, having faith in ourselves, in the Almighty, in destiny, in our future. You don't have to lack faith. Faith in yourself is what Swami Vivekananda ji talked about. He talked about energization. He talked about willpower. Vivekananda ji said your willpower within will give you everything that you want to accomplish. Weak will is against us. When we feel that no, I can't do this, I will fail, then we are already writing our own destiny. But if we have willpower, if we have that resolve, resilience, strength, then we can win the battle of life. One more story I'll tell you very quickly. This story is about a famous Polish piano player, Pedrewski, Mr. Pedrewski. Now, Pedrewski was to play the piano at a concert for 500 people. A lady with her 6-year-old child walked in and sat down quietly because 6-year-old children were not allowed in the hall. Below 12 was not allowed. But she smuggled the child in, she couldn't leave him home and she came and sat down. The show was about to begin. And this lady finds a friend sitting 3 rows ahead. She wants to say hello to the friend before the show. She says to the child, you keep sitting here, I am coming back. Goes, but the child, being a 6-year-old child, he runs away. He runs to the stage. And behind the stage, there's a red light saying no entry, but he goes inside. He's a 6-year-old. He goes inside, he finds the piano on the stage behind the curtains. He starts playing the piano. Ting, 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 ting. The curtain suddenly opens. Pedrewski comes for his performance. The mother comes back to her seat and finds the child is not there. He's on the stage playing the piano. She is shocked. Already the child is not allowed in the hall. Now he's playing the piano. She doesn't know what to do. Now look at Pedrewski. Pedrewski comes on the stage instead of asking the ushers. By the way, just a correction in English, many people say usherer. It's not usherer, it's usher. Verb be usherer, noun be usherer. So he tells the ushers, he says, let him be, let the boy play. And he starts playing along with the child, improvising. Whatever he was supposed to play, he changes it there and there. The audience is amazed. For 1.5 hours, the child keeps fiddling with the piano, and the great player, music player, piano player, Pedrewski, produces the best concert ever. So the mother, the child, everybody becomes famous after that, and Pedrewski becomes even more popular for this kind of performance. What do we learn from this? We learn the child is without fear. The child is fearless because he's a 6-year-old. When we grow older, we become scared. We become fearful. We think that the world will be against us, this will be against us, that will be. So let us retain that childlike fearlessness as much as possible. Of course, we have to follow the rules of society. You can't enter a door which says no entry, you can't do other wrong things. But you retain that fearlessness as far as possible. And Pedrewski, look at his personality. He was not angry. He wanted to play something else. He finds a child. He was calm, composed. He was collected. That is greatness. Greatness under duress, under stress, under tension, calmness will win the day. These are the inner battles of life that we have to win. If you haven't started meditating, thinking about life in a bigger way, introspection, all these things will help you. No better day than today, which is Youth Day, because of Swami Vivekananda's birth anniversary. Let us dedicate ourselves to winning the inner battles of life and winning this mind battle. Of course, some days you can be low, but most days you will bounce back. You can keep in touch with me if you like, all the audience. I am on social media. You'll find me whenever you search for me. And many of my lectures are on YouTube, even including one from MCM DAV, which is about a conference on happiness, which took place a few years ago. And my speech is on YouTube. You can search for my name. So thank you very much for inviting me, ma'am. And I think it's a pleasure to have spoken to an audience online. And maybe one day this year, we will meet in a big hall at MCM full of students, and we will talk again once more over there. Thank you very much, and Jai Hind.
Thank you so much, sir. It was really a great pleasure listening to you. And now the discourse is open for discussion. Sir, our students would like to ask you certain questions. I hope you won't mind.
No, I am very eager to listen to their questions. We have time, and I can see some questions. Should I take them myself?
Yes, sir, please.
Otherwise, you'll have to read them. I'll just take them myself. Yeah.
Right, sir.
Okay. So one of the students, her name I can't see, but yeah. Her name is Dhriti, I think. So Dhriti is asking, since you asked us to read books, my question is, what kinds of books should one read? I read a lot of classical romances. However, books like Think Like a Monk doesn't interest me. So is that a bane of reading? So Dhriti, I am very much with you. When I was your stage of life, I used to only read romantic things and action things and mysteries and all that. Read whatever you want to read. Read romance, read drama, read any book that you like. Reading will improve your language and it will inspire. Whatever you like, read that. But I would add, try to read some autobiographies of great personalities. If you don't like to read books like Think Like a Monk, read one page at a time. Read 1 or 2 pages from books which are a little boring for you perhaps, but read 1 or 2 pages that will inspire. Today is Vivekananda's birth anniversary. Read a little bit of him today. Whenever it is any great person's autobiography or anniversary, read their books. Next question is from Diksha. She says, we have to do meditation to be calm and focused. I have been doing this from the last 7-8 months, but I get distracted. How to avoid that distraction? Diksha, this is the problem of the whole world. This is not only Diksha's problem. Any saint, any Swami, anybody who sits to meditate will be distracted. It is not possible for the human mind to sit for 1 hour and only think of God and meditation. No. You will remember your Pani Puri and your hockey match and your boyfriend, girlfriend. You will remember something that somebody said. You will get into some, distress and worry also. It's okay. You keep making the effort at meditation. Try to bring your mind back whenever it wanders. If you follow a path like I follow YSS, which is yssofIndia.org, they tell you techniques of meditation. When thoughts come, you are doing your techniques of meditation, then it is easier to avoid the distractions. Don't worry about distractions. If you are meditating at your age, you are doing well in life and you will do other things also very well. So don't worry about that. Meha wants to ask, that I ask everyone, okay, what is the purpose of a human existence? Why have we come to the world? And I think we all have some purpose, but we get confused. God or that intelligence who is above all would not do something without reason. Okay, it's a very big question, but quickly I'll answer it. The purpose of life is to find God. Okay, the purpose of life is to find yourself. But it also means being a good human being, being a successful human being, doing your work and your career and looking after your family and having the right attitude and being cheerful and being helpful to others and compassionate. All these things have to be done in one lifetime. And meditation also has to be done. Prayer also has to be done. And you say that God is above all, would not do something without reason. Well, that is absolutely true. But God tests us. So our fate, our destiny will test us at times. When the adversity comes, we are tested. Then we remain strong with Him and it will pass. If we collapse, if we keep on bickering, crying, complaining, then it won't pass so easily. So that is a test. God is your friend, make him your friend. And these are amazing questions all of you are asking. Keep on reading good books and becoming even more knowledgeable on the spiritual path. I'll take one or two more, Manjot ma'am. Avantika is asking, in the present era where practicality is given a lot of importance, how can we maintain a perfect balance between spirituality and practicality? Yeah, this is a very good question, Avantika. You have to maintain a balance. So I can give you the example of there was a saint called Lahiri Mahashay, and even Swami Vivekananda. We are talking about them. Vivekananda would obviously meditate in his own time, but he would go out into the world and talk to people and meet people. We have to follow our duties in life and look after our families and ourselves, but we can spend morning and evening meditating. We can spend time in the middle of the day being grateful, having a calm heart, and we are practicing spirituality. We don't have to sit under a tree like the Swamiji. We have to do our work and job and yet maintain calmness and a positive attitude. You are practicing spirituality even by doing that. Just be a little balanced. That's all you need to do. Okay, I'm getting thank yous now from Dviti, Diksha. I'll take 2-3 more questions. I think there are many of them. Ayushi is saying, thank you for the enlightening session. I wanted to ask, being emotionally stable means not to get angry or being anxious, even being poked about the same things. So Ayushi, we are living in a world full of people who will poke, people, TV news will make us feel depressed. Don't watch the TV news, by the way. The thing is, Ayushi, that we have to maintain our calmness despite all. We're not living in an ideal situation. There will be all kinds of people around. People who make you feel better and people who make you feel worse. They are there on social media, they're in your life, they're in your TV, they're in your friend circle. Ups and downs will be there. We have to maintain as much calmness as we can. Once in a while you feel angry or anxious, it's okay. Don't be harsh on yourself. Everybody is human. But we are better. Look at Dr. Manmohan Singh. I mean, never seen him get angry or ruffled. Look at other great people around. Ratan Tata, you look at the Tata empire. They are so giving, caring. You look at all these people and it is a good thing to be inspired by them. Janvi is saying there are some times in our lives when we lose faith in everything, and with that changing scenarios in our life, we lose our temper, we feel like everything is falling apart. How can we overcome? So Janvi, you need to take deep breaths. You need to take deep breaths today because you are sounding a little low. And if you're feeling low, a lot of young people contact me for counseling. The point is that these lows will come. You cannot remain on a high. Watch a movie called It's a Wonderful Life. There is a film called It's a Wonderful Life. It's an old Hollywood film. Wonderful to see whenever you're feeling a little low. I have also felt low in my life. Every teacher, everybody feels low at one point or the other. It's okay. But you have to retain your faith. That is something, you lose faith but still bring it back. Tonight you're feeling low, tomorrow morning you bounce back. You cannot retain your low feeling for 10 days or 1 month. No. After 1 or 2 days, you should bounce back. And when life knocks you down, you bounce back again. It has to be that way. This is the battle of life. It cannot be ideal, but the one who is mentally strong will win. Should I take one more? Mokshda is asking, you talked about if you have faith in yourself, then you can achieve whatever you want. So this is basically related to power of subconscious mind or law of attraction. Yes, the subconscious mind, and if you read deeply the scriptures, there is a superconscious mind. So you have to, yes, you are what you think. So it's very important. I've got lots of questions here, Manjot ma'am. Do we have time? We have 4 more.
Yes, sir, please.
Okay, we have 4 more questions. Jovita is saying mindfulness, what you think is our present determines our future. How do you suggest we plan our future without obsessing over it and remaining content? So, of course, you have to plan your future. There's no doubt about that. You have to think about what you will do. There's no point worrying about it all the time. When I say mindfulness, I mean do what is before you with full concentration and energy. Think about your future morning and evening. You're going for a walk, you're getting ready. Think about your future also. But don't keep on living in the future or past. That I am going to be a big, superstar one day. But I have to work hard now. So concentrate on the moment and look after your future. From time to time, think about your future also. Ankita Seni is saying there are many people who want that we get distracted, never happy with success. Something sometimes happens which makes us, which never helps us to move on. Yeah, so people are, as I said, people are people, people are not ideal. People can be different, funny, careless, distracting, they can be difficult. By the way, those of you who are public speakers, you can also practice public speaking like I am a speaker, getting in front of a camera, just practice your thoughts, your topics. It'll be good for you. So coming back to this, don't worry about people. Don't worry about what people think too much. Little bit is okay, but don't keep thinking that auntie down the road said something to me 1 year ago. अभी तक वो आंटी तो सो गई, वो तो भूल गई, आप उसको सोचे जा रहे हो. Forget it. Don't think too much about what people think. That is something which I always found was helpful. This, okay, you have started making motivation videos. Who should be? Drishti has started making motivation videos. Overthinking, etc. Any topics? Emotional intelligence is a good topic for you. Drishti, you can think of emotional intelligence. You can think of people skills. You can think of public speaking skills. These are the topics I speak on. You can think of success, happiness. The goal of life is happiness. And that is what you have to work on. Last question is, strategies to crack UPSC. Yes, so Meha's friend Shambhavi, you can contact me for that because that is a longer answer. You can get in touch with me on social media. How to end procrastination, how to work on it. Ayushi, last question. So basically, you have to be decisive and you have to be energetic. Make each day count. One day you feel low and you feel like staying in the, indoors and watching TV, it's okay. But don't do that for 10 days. Move on. So I think you can be inspired by great lives, and even today's session hopefully has inspired you a little bit. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, sir. It was really wonderful talk. It's not a talk, rather it has become a major discourse for us. So, as all good things come to an end in life, so is this intellectual talk. So, on behalf of our institute and the Equal Opportunity Cell, I take this opportunity to propose vote of thanks to those who have directly and indirectly contributed to this lecture. So I won't say lecture, it's actually a discourse on inspired living for true success, organized by Equal Opportunity Cell. So grateful to you, the way you have shared your lived experience and anecdotes. So we are really grateful.
Thank you very much.
So we are thankful to our honorable principal ma'am, our continue. So we are thankful to our honorable principal ma'am, the real sports system, for her enthusiastic support and motivation, and a special thanks to the organizing committee, especially Madam Suman Mahajan, the convener of this session and the coordinator of Equal Opportunity Cell. So I also like to acknowledge our gratitude, the teaching and non-teaching staff, particularly the technical sport team for their unflinching sport and coordination, and our heartfelt thanks to our students for their active participation. So with these warm words and a kind message, we move to the end of today's seminar. So before we conclude, so may I request all the participants, please turn on your camera so that we can click our group picture virtually though.
Okay.
Yeah.
You have to smile also.
Dear participants, please turn on your cameras. Kindly turn on your cameras. Thank you so much, sir. Once again, sir, thanks for coming.
Thank you very much, Nisha ma'am, and thank you everybody else, the whole team. Thank you.
And
Thank
do
you,
not
sir.
stop.
Thank you very much for your support. Thank you.
Thank you. See you again.
Thank you so much. Thank you, ma'am.